Hello, this is Malorian, and this will be a series of battle reports with the best caster in the game, Sturgis. Now, a friend of mine was holding a tournament. It was supposed to be a nice friendly one for his birthday, and that's why it kind of surprised me that they actually wanted me to bring Sturgis. Why would you want to bring the best caster to the game to a fun event? I don't know, but I'll take it. In this first one here, I will be up against Morvanna. The great thing about this matchup for Sturgis is that Morvanna brings more troops back to the board so that there's more for Sturgis to kill. The matchup in the setup here is pretty clear. We have our 3 flags, he's going to move up, I'm going to kill things, that's what Sturgis does. So on his turn, he moves up, he makes some clouds. On my turn, Sturgis is able to put on his great spells, Arcane Shield up onto the Storm Wall, and Snipe onto the Black 13th. As well, I also have a Junior to get Arcane Shield up onto Dynamo. At this point here, I don't know what my opponent is hoping to do, but I'm sure it won't be much. And so my opponent tries to move up the field, trying to use tricks like the fact that the Stalker has Prowl and is in a cloud. However, that means nothing to Sturgis, because Sturgis can pull you closer. Now, unfortunately, I must regretfully apologize for the slide. This one turn was so powerful for Sturgis, it did actually ruin the exposure for the picture. But what happened here was that Sturgis moved up, popped feet, drawing in the poor prey that was the Stalker, allowing the Black 13th to mark it even in the clouds, and then once that was complete, that Stalker was shot down and destroyed, now leaving only one heavy to hopefully take out the Storm Wall. More and more shots killed more of the Druids and the Wolves, while on the left side I made sure to go and contest that flag, but really, it's all about Sturgis and these 2 flags on the right, which are all his. On my opponent's next turn, he tries to consolidate, actually barely managing to kill all of the Rangers and the pod, so he's able to score 1 point on the left side, but otherwise, that's really it. Able to kill one little pony there on the right, but now it's just ready for Sturgis to move in for the kill. During this turn here, the Stormwall and the Blazers were able to wipe out whatever little 3-man unit that was on the right and all the Druids, meaning that I'll be scoring 2 points. Who needs 1 point when you can have 2? And then Dynamo is left to contest the left flag. On his side here, he tries to destroy this pod, but he's so overcome with the greatness which is Sturgis that he flubs his roll and fails to kill a lightning pod. Due to that failure, he does not score a point on the left. A Stalker who is primaled tries to go after a Storm Wall, kind of scratching it a little bit, but nothing that Sturgis wasn't ready for. Otherwise, he was able to contest both of Sturgis' flags here on the right, but really, he was just feeding me his war beasts. So Sturgis moves on to the next stage of his plan, killing off both of the Stalker and the Gorax, now leaving no war beasts for Morvanna. I am now continuing to contest the left flag. I'm at 4 points to his pitiful 1, and Sturgis is left laughing. On his turn, he tries to swarm over, tries to stop me from scoring, but really, Sturgis is ready. And so Sturgis, with the rest of his forces, are able to go and wipe out the little pittance of forces that try to contest this one flag, and Sturgis, the best caster in the game, dominates the flag for the win. With 1 win already under Sturgis' belt, we move now on to the second one, where I'm now up against Morgul and a whole bunch of beasts who will be trying very hard to destroy my 1 Storm Wall, but again, they are up against the best caster in the game, Sturgis. I win the initiative because Sturgis just wants it, so he takes it, and I just go up the board, again putting Arcane Shield on both of my jacks and Snipe onto the Black 13th. On score in turn 1, they move up, trying to be threatening. They have more beasts, they're more powerful, aren't they? Oh no, they have only walked right into Sturgis' plan. Now ready to pop his feet, he could really take out any 2 heavies he wishes. And so, on the next turn, it is up to Sturgis to go and do whatever he pleases. And what does he please? He moves up, pops his feet, moving in both the soldier and brine, and then proceeds to teleport away, allowing his force to easily take them down. Gunshots going into brine, and then dynamo going into the soldier. Both heavies going down. All I need to do now is back up and wait for him to serve up more heavies for Sturgis to destroy. Shaken by the loss of two heavies so quickly and so devastatingly, he moves up, attempting to try and get some control of the board. This uses a combination of some crying baby elephant and also Mordekar's weak, pathetic feet, but in the end, he does very little damage to me. I will not be allowed to put any focus or use any focus on my jacks, but really, that is not anything that Sturgis needs anyway. And so, using the great skills and planning of Sturgis, I am able to go and move away, waiting, biding my time, as I destroy his objective, destroy his support, leaving just the tattered remains for me to clean up later. On his turn, he does his best to go in there, destroy the objective on my side, and even dominates my flag. You would think that that would be very, very bad. 3 points from my opponent, only 1 for Sturgis. As it turns out, that's just exactly what Sturgis wanted. Engaging the great plan of Sturgis, the Stormwall does not actually make any attacks. In fact, it only runs into the zone. Meanwhile, the rest of the forces destroy everything that is left other than the 2 weak beasts and Mordekar himself, while Sturgis is able to just waltz into the zone and dominate for himself, bringing it now to 3 points to 3. On the Scorn turn, they were able to muster all their forces to destroy the Stormwall, allowing the Scorn to get up to 5 control points, what would normally win them the game. However, that was exactly what Sturgis had in mind. Sturgis also goes to 5, meaning it's a tied game. The tied game goes to 1 more round, allowing the little tinker to just walk into the zone to contest, meaning that Sturgis goes ahead on the control points, winning this game by scenario. In the end, I had to apologize to my opponent, as really it was no fault of his own, it was only by the might of Sturgis. With now 2 wins under Sturgis' belt, we move on to the last round of the scramble, and as it turns out, I am up against my brother, my little brother, and of course my little brother brought out his favorite little toys. Here he is with Gunbjorn, which is really cute, but it's time to get to business. In this matchup here, we now have the 2 zones on either side. I have my big Stormwall, he has his big Glacier King, but I have the Sturgis. I get first turn, and I go up there. Sturgis puts out his great spells again, Arcane Shield being out there as always, with Snipe also going on to the Black 13th. My opponent, my brother, my little brother, kind of surprises me as he puts Snipe onto the Croak Raiders, and he does some little pittance damage to my Stormwall, but that's okay. It is time for Stormwall to go up and destroy his army. On my second turn, Sturgis, who is now tired of the pitiful Croak Raiders, moves up, pops feet, gathering all the Croak Raiders together, almost corralling them together, allowing my Black 13th to take them all out with 1 shot. I am also able to destroy some more of the Highwaymen on the right, while I tie up some on the left, but as you can see, everything is going to Sturgis' plan. On my brother's second turn, he decides to actually start doing a little bit of pew-pew, having to pull out those little laser guns and have a little bit of fun. But in doing so, the Glacier King moves up, shooting a dynamo, which slams him out of the zone, allowing him to score 1 point. How typical to try and pick on the little guy. Meanwhile, on the left side, he is able to kill some of the Rangers and get into the zone, but now he is there ready to be shot down by Sturgis and his Blazers. Going on to my next turn then, I go to shoot down the Blazers. However, the dice are not with me, which is okay. Sturgis does not need good dice. All he needs is Sturgis. Now the Stormwall and Dynamo get into the zone, really making sure to destroy those Highwaymen on the right. In fact, the last 3 ones were so scared from the might of Sturgis that they failed their command test. For my brother's next turn, he does go up and do a little pew-pew with his guns, killing a few of my models, knocking Dynamo out of the zone again, and also killing some of the Black 13th, which really wasn't very nice, but that's okay. Sturgis doesn't play nice either. For my next turn, I am under Gunbjorn's feet, so basically my opponents are all cowering and hiding from the might of Sturgis, and seeing this, Sturgis takes it to his own hands, moving over to the left forest to deal with these annoying highwaymen on the left side. However, next turn, my brother does the unthinkable. Releasing all of his pew-pew might, he shoots down all of my forces on the left side, something that was not in the Sturgis plan. This allows him to dominate that zone and go to 3 points. This is not right and not what's supposed to be happening. However, Sturgis, of course, has a plan, for as you see here, he has a way to get to Gunbjorn. All he needs to do is charge that troll, hit it twice, jump over, because that's something Sturgis can do, and then just finish off Gunbjorn. Now, a part of this plan, a critical part of Sturgis' plan, was for this little gobber Tinker to be slammed into Gunbjorn. However, the Stormwall failed Sturgis, and with Gunbjorn not knocked down, Sturgis, as great as he was, is having a hard time trying to find a way to win this. And so, taking matters into his own hands, Sturgis does charge in for the kill. However, once again, the weakness of others leads to his undoing. He charges in, hitting the troll, but the troll, being so weak and fragile, fails its tough test, not allowing Sturgis to make that second attack to be able to jump over and get to Gunbjorn. Without that being allowed, he must sit there and wait for his next chance. But the coward Gunbjorn will not allow him to have this chance. Going over and killing the little squire and the little pod, he dominates once more for the win. And so you must be asking yourself, wait a second, did Sturgis just lose a game? But you have to keep in mind that this was up against my little brother. And being the good big brother that I am, you do have to let your little brother win now and then, or else he'll go crying to Mummy. So in the end, my brother wins first place, and he gets a nice warm bottle of milk, and I'll take my second place with Sturgis, the greatest and best caster in the game. And so there you go. 2 wins and 1 charity loss, and in the end, Sturgis stands triumphant. Thank you for watching, and remember, Sturgis is coming.